So, but now I would like to introduce Robson Monteiro. He's a senior market development specialist from CBMM, and he will give you some latest insights into the role of niobium in fuel cells and hydrogen production technologies. I'm pretty sure you will get some new insights. I have spoken with some people in the last day because I wanted to know how many people do know what is niobium. And I can tell you there is a big lack of information. So Robson, so great that you are here and that CBMM is doing this webinar. The virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Silk. It's a great pleasure for me to represent CBMM and to kick off this webinar, this wonderful gathering of very nice people, which I have the privilege to know them all. And my role here to start this meeting today is just to set a stage for the others. I will give you, I don't know how to read them. Okay, just to set the stage for the other presenters, I would give you much more, I would say, a summary, what we understand, what would be the niobium roles on fuel cells and hydrogen production technologies. Yeah, that's the overview of my presentation. I'm going to give you a little bit background about the hydrogen economy. I will talk briefly about the opportunities that we are seeing in this new economy with niobium market opportunities. So I will get a little bit more technical, not much, because I believe that you are waiting for the real meal from our presenters. I want to give you a little bit of appetizer. What do you think is the niobium role for green hydrogen production? We will pretty much focus on green hydrogen. And there's two ways of making it, for photocatalysis and water electrolysis. And also I will talk on niobium role on hydrogen conversion, pretty much on fuel cells, what people are trying to do in terms of using niobium to improve the performance, especially the electroactive catalysts that are used on those technologies. Let me see, next one. Let's start with the hydrogen economy background. Why do you need hydrogen? I think that is, as everybody knows, we are in the verge of energy transition. We are trying to decarbonize as much as possible our energy matrix. The reason is for climate change reasons. But most of the people tend to forget that hydrogen is so far the highest energy density fuel that we have available on Earth. It's much better than gasoline, diesel, the fossil fuels, compounds. Hydrogen is at least 2 to 3 times more energy density contained per molecule as opposed to gasoline, diesel, and natural gas. It's a wonderful fuel and completely free of carbon. The other reason also we need hydrogen is because of the emissions. I think we are all facing problems with emissions. I think there is a big deal in these days about the CO2. But when you think in terms of emissions at ground level where we live, there is quite a bit of problems in terms of respiratory diseases that come from emissions from gasoline, diesel, and natural vehicles. And hydrogen, it's a God-given fuel because when you burn it, we just generate water, and water also can be recycled to produce more and more hydrogen. Hydrogen is a clean and fully decarbonized source of the energy. This is one of the major reasons that we need hydrogen in our energy matrix. Hydrogen is being considered to play 7 roles in this energy transition that we are facing right now. You can see here this as more and more renewable energy is being introduced in our society. Hydrogen will act as a enabler of this integration of large-scale renewables and also power generation. One of the points is because hydrogen can act as a buffer to increase the system resilience. The reason is because renewable energy, at least if you think in terms of solar energy and wind energy, they are intermittent. They are not able to generate power every time that you want because wind ceases, the solar, and we have nights. On Earth. So hydrogen, if you can produce hydrogen from the excess electricity that comes from renewables during the peak time of production, you act as a buffer in order to make more resiliency, more stability in the system. Also, if you have a very nice infrastructure for gas, I would say gas distribution, you can produce hydrogen easily and distribute to all sectors of the economy. Yeah, and because of that, hydrogen is not only being considered to decarbonize our mobility, but also the industry. Yeah, there's quite a bit of application that the hydrogen can really green the industry. Yeah, especially the heavy industry like metals production, chemical industrial process. And also, yeah, hydrogen can serve as a feedstock. Yeah, feedstock to generate power, and also to some chemical and industrial process that it consumes quite a bit of hydrogen as a feedstock. So niobium hydrogen is very key, yeah, in this energy matrix transition. Yeah, just for you to have an idea how hydrogen will play out in the market itself per business sector. This is a way that people are forecasting to the future. The hydrogen will not be, I would say, a dominant type of source of energy, but will be coexist with different sources of energy. Yeah, but we can see, for example, if you take for the transportation is also, we have some other technologies coming alongside, which is the batteries, which lithium-ion battery, which is one of the areas, in also CBMM is investing a lot in their technical program. But if you look at the transport, the hydrogen will be pretty much spread in different types of transportation means for the humans. For example, if you think in terms of small cars and vehicles and trains and tramways, hydrogen, I think in 30 years from now, we will occupy at least 20% of the market share. If you increase the size of vehicles, heavy duties, vans or minibuses, or even power hungry type of transportation like forklifts for industrial use, the chances that hydrogen will be more dominant and the market will be higher. For example, forklifts is envisaged to have over 60% of the market to run forklifts. Next one we'll see. I'm sorry. I'm clicking here. Let's see what do you understand in terms of market opportunities for niobium. Something's going wrong. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not working. Now it's working. If you look at the infrastructure that is putting in place for hydrogen economy, you will see, of course, the main sources to make it really green will be using of renewable sources to generate electricity, and the electricity further will be used to break the water molecule in order to make hydrogen and the so-called electrolyzers. And this hydrogen that is produced needs to be compressed and also to be stored or distributed through pipelines to the areas of utilization. You see the main conversion equipment will be fuel cells, for transportation especially, and also for heating buildings, and also hydrogen can be used in the industry. When you look at all this infrastructure, the way that we see what we will find opportunities for niobium, I would say at least 4 will be the major applications for niobium. Of course, in the production of hydrogen itself, we're going to talk a little bit about electrolyzers, especially the materials that have been used in electrolyzers that niobium can deliver some value. Of course, the fuel cells, when you think about conversion of hydrogen into electricity, fuel cells is the key technology, and they rely quite a bit in electrocatalysts, active materials that niobium is also playing an interesting role in making them better, more durable, and more resistant, and also reducing the cost. When you talk about infrastructure, also we cannot overlook by based on CBMM DNA, we have a sizable business in pipelines, and niobium is quite used in pipelines, and also in hydrogen pipelines. It needs to be developed because of the consequences of niobium in the pipelines structure. And niobium can help to further strengthen and make a pipelines even better for hydrogen. And you think also in terms of filling stations and distribution, making the production delocalized of hydrogen in small electrolyzing filling stations spread out all over the filling stations. And also niobium can play an interesting role in those type of uses. This is quite interesting for us. We look very confident to the future, and as this hydrogen economy plays out in the future, we are yeah, we are very keen and also very eager to devise better and better materials, yeah, in order to service with Niobium. Yeah, this is our goal, and this is the kind of message that we'd like to spread out today. Let's change a little bit, yeah, for more technical, yeah, stuff. We're going to talk about green hydrogen production. What would be the Niobium role? Yeah, I would like to start something that in these days, yeah, there is a lot of focus on water electrolysis using electricity, but there's quite a bit of work and also quite a bit of development, especially in Asia, when people try to look and try to produce hydrogen, yeah, using photocatalytic water splitting. Yeah, photocatalysis is something that I would say is the holy grail of this technology. Will be completely sustainable using sunlight that you find a photocatalyst, which is pretty much a semiconductor type of material. The semiconductor material will be able to split, I would say, generate an electron from the valence band of the material itself, and this electron will go to the conductance band of the semiconductor material, and this charge, electron and hole separation will be very key in order to really drive the water splitting efficiency. Those materials, electron hole pairs, will be able to really split water in hydrogen and oxygen. It's a relative small voltage. It would be the energy 1.3 electron volts. Yeah, the greatest challenge for photocatalysis and for the materials design and development, I would say that every time that the sunlight reaches the photocatalyst and make this charge split of electron roll, this phenomenon in time scale is very, very fast. Yeah, the electron that's generated in the materials is separate from the roll. Yeah, it's typically in time scale into femtosecond, very, very, very fast. And for you to use the electron in a photocatalysis and the hole in order to drive the water splitting, the transport of the electron roll to the surface of the material should also be in the same time scale of the charge carrier separation. This is you need to avoid recombination in order to really take advantage of these two charge carriers in order to make hydrogen. Yeah, this is a technical challenge, and this is something that you need to devise very good materials in order to really achieve what we want. And overall, I would say our overall water split and way that you can really use a photocatalyst in order to produce hydrogen from water, there's quite a bit of ideas and challenges that people are trying. One is band gap tuning, which is a concept that it's the difference between the energy from the hole and the electrons, and also that this band gap of the semiconductor material needs to be adjusted in order to make the water splitting in hydrogen. The other is the using different types of materials like co-catalysts, and not least also there's a lot of nanostructuring of these materials. Nanotechnology plays a very interesting role on this. When it comes to niobium, this is very interesting, how niobium can help in order to really make better water splitting type of photocatalytic materials. If you look at this graph here on your left-hand side, this is what we call solar to hydrogen efficiency, as opposed to the wavelength of the sunlight that reach the Earth. So you have lines we call like quantum efficiency. A good photocatalytic material needs to have a very good solar to hydrogen, how much photons you can use the energy of this photon that come from the sunlight in order to really transform in hydrogen. And also you need to do that as much as more efficient as possible. And what would be the sunlight spectrum? What kind of light that comes from the sun that will be the most efficiency? We are trying to demonstrate here that is at least 3 families of niobium-containing photocatalytic materials we would call niobates and layered compounds, and also I would call oxynitrites and perovskites and nitrite type of compounds. That those materials eventually they are being developed in order to really change the band gap and shift those materials in order to really catch photons from the visible light of the sun. Because if you see the plot behind here, most of these niobium oxynitride perovskite type of structures, they have quite a bit good absorption over the visible spectrum of the sunlight. So yeah, if you really want to drive water splitting, yeah, in the visible light, niobium needs to be part of your photocatalysis composition. That's the message here. Yeah, it's not surprising that, yeah, in Asia, as I mentioned, it's far advanced photocatalysis. This is an attempt, one of the Japanese companies called Panasonic, that devised, yeah, using, yeah, this strategy of band tuning of niobium, yeah, in order to really adjust the oxide reduction potential of the water splitting. Yeah, they start for niobium pentoxides and change for nitrides, and further, they devised a niobium nitride type of photocatalyst that was a band gap that matches very nicely the oxide reduction of the water splitting. Yeah, and Panasonic prototyped this technology in sunlight panels, and they can lay thin films of this niobium nitride catalyst and the flow water on top of these thin films like a sunlight panel, and it can it can produce hydrogen. This technology is being prototyped in Japan back a couple of years ago, is yet to reach the market. I believe there's quite a bit, still some challenge in order to be a full commercialization, but it's a nice demonstration that the photocatalysis works, and also photocatalysis, yeah, with niobium really works. Yeah, let's go to the water electrolysis. Yeah, water electrolysis, I would say it's more a Western type of development. And also I would say this is the technology that really will reach the market soon. It's already reaching the market. There's already some water electrolysis, yeah, out there producing hydrogen. Yeah, we have two types of technologies, will be alkaline and proton exchange electrolysis or electrolyzers. I will, yeah, focus more in PEN, water electrolysis. Yeah, what the device does, yeah, it makes, yeah, hydrogen for water, yeah, through the use of electricity in this device, when this electrochemical device that you have pretty much, yeah, two, poles, the cathode and the anode. The anode is the oxygen, yeah, evolution type of reaction that you produce oxygen, and finally in the cathode, then it makes like a proton. The proton goes all the way over to the cathode and make the hydrogen, and this is the hydrogen evolution reaction that happens in the cathode. Yeah, when you think in terms of catalyst development challenges for those materials, yeah, this technology pretty much relies on noble metals, platinum group metals, especially in the anode side is iridium based, in the platinum side, in the cathode side is platinum based. Yeah, those precious metals are very, very expensive. They are used in high amounts. Just for you to have an idea, yeah, iridium can be used in 100% as an oxygen evolution reaction catalyst, and platinum is 30 to 60%. And if you really think it make a large scale gigawatts production of hydrogen, yeah, we need to reduce the amount, or to make these materials better in order to reduce the amount, because otherwise it will be quite expensive. And this is one of the drives, yeah, of developing this technology, how to better utilize or to replace those very costly noble metals, iridium and palladium. Not only, reduce the amount by making them durable, they're also a greatest challenge because of the acidity of the membrane that also helps to, decrease the performance of the materials, and of course, the kinetic performance. This material really needs to act as a good catalyst in the end of the day. So what people are doing in niobium, when you think in the oxygen evolution reaction, is the anode side of the spin electrolyzer. Yeah, one of the strategies is really to better utilize iridium, which is the catalyst of choice of this technology. One of the better utilization of iridium, there is quite a bit of strategy. One of is to support the materials and make those materials more dispersed and have a better utilization. Make those materials also more stable, and also to improve the electronic conductivity of these materials. In the end, we can, increase overall the performance of the catalyst for the oxygen, reaction. This example here comes from the literature. What people are trying is to support iridium and iridium ruthenium oxide. It's also a use of ruthenium associated with a niobium doped titanium support. It's amazing that niobium and titanium, they go very well together, in hydrogen technology. It works for electrolyzers, but also works for fuel cells. We'll talk this a little bit later. But this example here is the doped titanium, and titanium also was nanostructured as a titanium nanotube. Yeah, one of the reasons of the niobium doping increased remarkably the surface area of the support, and this high surface area was able not only to better disperse and better utilize iridium, but also add more corrosion resistance to the material, make it more stable, and also enhance not only the activity of the catalyst, and also niobium is a species, a more reduced species +4, also can also increase the electronic conductivity of this material. Yeah. When you go to the cathode side, more the hydrogen evolution reaction, you have a new class of material, and this new class of material is the material that will be presented by Professor Shawala as our D of the Charles Hatchett. They call a family of transition metal dechalcogenides, sulfite-based transition metals. And this is combination of sulfur, especially with niobium. This is one example for a group in the United States, in Texas, when there's this material with a specific phase, 3R phase of niobium disulfide. This is the volcano plot of this material. And the niobium disulfide, among all the other transition metal that you find out in the literature, niobium sulfide is very, very close activity to platinum. And not only this material has a good activity as platinum, but also have a very good stability. This material can last at least 10,000 cycles and even better than that. If you jump to even better material, this is the topic of Professor Shawala. Just give you one spoiler of his presentation. Professor Shawala took this material to a new level, because one of the problems of these transition metal dechalcogenides, because they're pretty much layered compounds. In between layers, there's quite a bit of loss in terms of electronic conductivity and act as a dielectric layer. And you can further improve this material if you can put in between layers more niobium, is what Professor Shawala did. He did excess niobium insertion in the phase of hexagonal niobium disulfide. You have like over excess of niobium in the structure of the material. And if you see in the energy diagram here, it reduced remarkably the energy needed to drive the hydrogen evolution reaction and make the material pretty close to the performance of platinum. And this material is as good as platinum. So let's jump, I think for the last part, I think I'm running out on my time on hydrogen conversion. Hydrogen conversion, pretty much what we concentrate is fuel cell types. Of course, you can burn hydrogen and make water, but fuel cells is the electrochemical device of choice for most of the applications, for hydrogen. You have at least 5 types of fuel cells technologies out there. You have like solid oxides, molten carbonates, phosphoric acid, proton exchange membrane, and alkaline phosphate. Those technologies, they differentiate themselves by the type of an electrolyte they use. All of them can take hydrogen as a fuel, but the way that the electrolyte works, you can have different fuel cells that can work at higher temperature, like solid oxides and molten carbonates. The efficiency will be higher if you work at very high temperature, but the materials and the system complexity will be much higher, and the materials cost will be very high. So people are trying to develop a lower temperature with more, I would say, portable way of technology. That's the reason proton exchange membrane also is becoming the #1 technology for fuel cells in these days. When you look to the proton exchange membrane, what will be the technical challenges? Hydrogen is the fuel. You have also both sides of the proton exchange cathode and anode based on platinum. Platinum is the catalyst. Again, it's costly material. I have one of the greatest technical challenges is in the cathode reaction, where we have the so-called oxygen reduction reaction. The activity is quite slow. The kinetics is very sluggish, and we need to also to require quite a bit of platinum, which you require costly materials. So we need at least to improve the cathode reaction with better utilization of platinum of new materials that make it even faster in terms of kinetics. Other problem is the acidity of the medium that causes corrosion, platinum dissolution, carbon. And also there is a great challenge that also depends on the source of a hydrogen. If you have some CO and sulfur tolerance for hydrogen streams from the source of hydrogen, or even the air contamination, this catalyst needs to tolerate a certain level of those poisonings. What people are doing in terms of developing strategy, they are trying to alloy platinum with different type of transition metal, even niobium. They try to reduce platinum or even get rid of platinum is a platinum-free catalyst to modify the support in order to make platinum even better dispersed, more active, and less platinum, and also carbon-free support, where niobium also is being considered. Yeah, I think this slide here pretty much summarizes the prime features of niobium for this technology. I think there's 4 important properties of niobium that people are using in order to develop a better catalyst. Yeah, first is the oxophilicity of niobium. Niobium really likes water, likes oxygen. So this would be interesting for some reaction, at least for oxygen reduction reaction. Yeah, niobium has exceptional stability in acid, makes the catalyst more durable in under acidic conditions. Has a wide electrochemical window that also plays in different potentials that you can work even at lower overpotentials that will be even with a good stability and a good activity, and also the multiplicity of oxidation states, and when you can play the electronic conductivity of those materials as well. So in the end, the benefits that people find out with niobium is the OR activity, or catalyst, and promoting oxidative CO stripping, things like this. Yeah, people are playing with niobium oxidized nanoparticles. This is also for platinum-free catalyst. This is very good demonstration for a Japanese group that is highly dispersed nanoparticles of niobium on top of carbon with very good activity. Unfortunately, the long term is not that good. There is also an attempt a couple of years ago in Japan for Showa Denko to devise commercial titanium oxides, oxynitrates. Yeah, and I will jump a little bit to this for the carbon-free. People using doping of niobium and titanium to make better carbon-free supports, and this will give good activity for platinum if you see even mass activity. And this is, I think, the last slide that I have before the conclusion. This is the work of Professor Kakinuma that will present this later. And finally, the conclusions. I'm sorry, I'm going over a little bit. Niobium, I would say, just to finalize, is increasingly being used for synthesis of advanced electrocatalysts, both for hydrogen production, photocatalytically, water electrolysis, and also in fuel cells. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry for talking a little bit over the time. Thank you very much.